wargamers? John back here again with another little weekly Gaslands build. This time we wrote up a Beverly sponsored performance car. So the car we got is, there's no name on the bottom, but there's a big M on the front. So I think this is one of the old Hot Wheels cars from McDonald's Happy Meals that I got like back in the 90s or something, that's just been lounging around in boxes since I was a kid. But I kind of like the front here. It kind of gives off like little face, which I think will work good for Beverly. So yeah, it says we wrote up tape tracks, but I'm not quite sure how to exactly do with that. I'm not sure, maybe little Ghost Rider flames along the wheels, who knows. So let's just get into this build and see what happens. Alright, wargamers, we're back on the build table. Yeah, like I said, this time we got this McDonald's toy car, like we said in the intro. So I think for Beverly, what we're gonna do is I've got this one leftover night haunt from doing a Mordheim warband. So I think we're just gonna kind of have him coming out the car somehow. Not really quite sure, but I do have this trick where you need these great cotton balls. I learned this doing Mordheim for these guys. Is if you take these cotton balls here, I got a brand new one, so you're gonna open it. Boop. So, if you super glue a piece off and then kind of like pull it off, you get these little wispies. And you want like very liquidy super glue, and you drop those in, it'll cure it so you know these don't mess up. And you get like these kind of ghostly vapor effect kind of going on, which is very cool. One thing you do want to watch out for, I found out the hard way, is there's some sort of reaction that when the super glue is drying into the cotton, it makes heat. I mean, a lot of heat. Enough so that my kitchen fingers were starting to blister and burn touching it, and I was like, oh! So definitely want to watch out for that. But yeah, let me get right into doing some this building. We'll check it out as we go. So let's go. Alright, wargamers, pretty much done with this build here. As you can see, if I tap them, cotton balls are rock hard now, so you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, it's not too much crazy with the build. I really went with this car because I kind of like how the front looks like a face. So I think with a build like this, like the paint's gonna really pull it together. So yeah, let's just hop into some prime time. Alright, wargamers, we got her up on the turntable, so let's get into some stats here. Name-wise, we're going with Death's Chill. The chassis type is a performance car. The sponsor is Beverly, Devil on the Highway. And as far as weapons and equipment, we wrote up tank tracks and a roll cage. The perk classes we have is Horror and Built. And as far as the perks themselves, we wrote up Sympathy for the Devil, Violent Manifestations, and Feel No Pain. And then she all comes in at a spooky 35 cans. Alright, let me ask you a couple questions. You like buying custom cars and whatnot? Do you like promoting small YouTube channels as myself? I don't know, maybe you just like buying some cool merch. Or perhaps even, do you like enjoy some smooth jazz? Either way, I opened up an Etsy shop, just selling off all the builds to help promote the channel, because I'm never going to use them in the games anyway. So I'm going to throw the link down in the description of the videos now. I got cool cars. Anything you see on the channel, buy it if you want. Thinking about adding some stickers and custom dice maybe later on. I got a message system set up, so if you want some commissions, like commission terrain or other, you can hit me up there too. So I think that's it for my short little ad shelling out my thing. So I'm going to grab my cheesy sticks and this Bex, and I'm out of here. See you later.